Louisa, and this is my weekly vintage show and tell. If you haven't seen my videos before, I normally post these on Instagram, and unfortunately Instagram is now limiting me to 90-second videos, and I just can't show you everything in 90 seconds, so I've now moved over to YouTube. So every Friday from now on I will be uploading videos to show you what I found. So a bit about myself, just in case you aren't aware. I am living in a DIY renovation project, as you can probably tell. This is my kitchen, and this was what my husband and I were working on last year. We were actually building this kitchen, and now we actually need to finish it off this year. I am a social media content creator and also a stylist, and I also dabble in vintage and antique wares. I have a website called Sugden and Daughters where I sell my vintage items, and I have a blog which is like my YouTube name and my Instagram name, Elegantly Knackered Style. All the details that I'm telling you I will put in the description below, so you'll be able to find all links to everything. And if you do like this and like to see more, please do remember to subscribe. So anyway, on with the show. I'd like to show you what I found this week. I'm going to start off with the heaviest thing, and I probably should have put it in situ. This isn't going to be very ladylike. Oh, this is so heavy. Let me pop that on there. So one of the things that I really love is a sort of vintage industrial feel. I've got a very utilitarian style, so very practical and very usable, and I do love old vintage cast iron and industrial pieces. I was really lucky. Up until yesterday I only thought I had 2 pieces of china to show you, but then I got a call from my local auction house this morning to say that I'd had a few bits. Now fortunately it's been snowing here in Norfolk, and I think that stopped the London dealers coming up to the auction. So it's a local provincial auction, and sometimes I don't have a hope of getting anything, but as I said, fortunately I think the weather put people off coming, so I did really well. So let's start off with this base. This is an industrial cast iron base. It's got a beautiful red patina, and on it is printed Charles Webber and Co Limited, Exeter. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use this for, but I cannot resist bidding on these sorts of things. Initially I thought it would make a nice parasol stand, but it also may be turned into a table, or I may sell it. I don't know. We shall see. But my garden does look like a reclamation yard. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces like this because you just never know when you're going to need something. So that was that. Let me lift it down before it falls on my toes. Oh gosh, not at all ladylike, so excuse me. But let's go on to the 2 bits of china. I probably should have started with those. So this cupboard is relatively new, and it's allowed me to start putting all my china in some sort of order. So I have a small collection of Cornish ware, blue and white transfer ware. I've got a small amount of red and white Cornish ware, cream. One of my favourites is black and white transfer ware. I don't have enough of that. I'd love to find more. So that's that. And then in this cupboard I have what I call my husband's granny china. This is Indian tree. I'm not keen on that, but for nostalgic reasons, my husband loves this. It reminds him of his grandma, so we've got a collection of that. I've got all my table linens, and then here I've got white tableware. So this is one of my purchases this week. It's just a little bowl in a similar style to the sort of cabbageware. It's got leaves on it. Now, last year or earlier this year, I bought quite a quantity of this one, And I just thought, although they're not matching, I don't really do matching, they do work well together. So I can really envisage that with tomatoes in, or some nibbles or something. I think that's going to be a really useful little item when I start serving up more salads in the summer. So that's that one. And then, so yes, if it was just left down to China, I wouldn't have a lot to show you. So that I'm really juggling between going out and finding stuff for my antique business and also kitting my house out, because my whole house is full of vintage pieces and that takes time to find. Anyway, that's the other thing. It's not Cornish ware, but it does go beautifully with my other Cornish ware. That's some that I bought the other week. So it's a really good match. And as I said, I don't really do matchy. As you see, I've got various other bits as well. As long as they all complement each other, I'm happy. So that's the chinery bits. I'll close the cupboard and then carry on with this. So this is the next thing. I truly love industrial pieces. This is a fabulous machinist base. I'm not sure whether you can see this properly. Let me just try and manoeuvre the camera just to show you properly. There we go, get a better idea there. And I've just knocked the camera, bear with me. So I love using these types of bases as table bases, and this one is fab. I wonder if I can lift that up to show you a bit better. It's heavy, there we go. It's on wheels, or one, so it can move it around relatively easy. And I didn't think I was going to get that, but I do think I was lucky because of the snow. So I wasn't sure whether I would be keeping this or selling it, but when I got home I realised that I've got something that I bought a long time ago. It's a pigsty gate, which really old, like an ancient French pigsty gate, and I was going to turn it into a coffee table, but I'll show you. This just goes brilliantly on here. Gosh, everything is so heavy. Let's see if I can lift this off. Oh gosh, I need somebody to help me with muscles, really. You get the idea. Isn't that perfect? I just think that is perfect. So I think this is going to end up as a desk in my living room. That's the idea for now. I think that's a perfect marriage. I just love the mix of rustic and industrial. So let me show you what else I've got. I always buy these. I sell lots and lots of these and never get enough. Just buckets. They're perfect in the garden. And I sell so many. But because I'm now getting to the point where I want to do my own garden, I'm beginning to get to the point where I need to keep some bits. And these are just two really lovely old buckets. These aren't quite as old, but very happy with those. Now, one of the problems when you buy things in an auction, is that they always come with other stuff. So these bits are just IKEA that came with these buckets, so they will be heading back to the auction. They're not really my thing, although where is it? Oh, this is one for flowers, maybe quite handy. I have had one of those before, but probably just for conditioning flowers or something. But more likely than not, they'll head back to the auction at some point. And that is the downside. Every time I buy something in auction, always end up with something that I don't quite want. There's a noise that I can't quite work out what it is. Anyway, I'll carry on. So the last thing, but something that I am exceedingly happy about, is this. I've sold these before and they're getting so hard to come by. I put a very good bid on this and I got it at the maximum that I was prepared to pay. So pleased. I'm going to keep this. It's going to be outside my new kitchen extension. I'm going to fill it with herbs so I can just go outside when I'm cooking, grab some herbs. It's going to look great, smell great and be really, really practical. So I am thrilled with this. So as you can see, that was a really, really, really good week for me for the last few weeks, or even this year, because the car boots haven't been on and I haven't been to any antique fairs. My vintage haul hasn't been amazing, but hopefully we'll get the snow out of the way now and I'll be out there again, walking around fields in the sunshine and really picking up some amazing things. But I couldn't be happier with this week's finds. So I hope you enjoyed that if you're new to watching me. Once again, please do remember to subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Instagram, Elegantly Knackered Style. You can find me on my website, www.elegantlyknackeredstyle.co.uk, and all the details are in the descriptions below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again this time next week. Bye for now.